Hey, what's up, YouTube? So we were right in the middle of installing Adobe Reader DC when I was rudely interrupted by, well, I was going to pause the video and pick it up where we left off, and then come to find out this video recording software just crashed completely. So I'm a little disappointed about that. Now it's not going to work because it said I canceled it, but I really didn't cancel it. So how annoying. I mean, it was really going great. I saw the Adobe Reader extension pop up, and I'm like, all right, awesome. So I went to click on Loom, or the recording software, and I was going to show you where the pop-up was. We're going to click yes to finish the installation, bing, bada, boom. Whatever. I mean, it was really freaking going great until it's like, there's how annoying. There it is. Which we could just double click on that and let it run, but no, we're not going to do that. I mean, we're going to actually do this the right way. We want to make sure it is okay. So there's the script. All right. We are going to run this script again to see it in action. So let's close out of the PowerShell window that I have here. Right click and run PowerShell. This time I'm just going to leave it up. It's going to take a while, but you just have to bear with me. Yep. So we're going to create that folder. And just to kind of rehash, what it's doing is it's just checking execution policies. By default, PowerShell doesn't say, well, you can't execute PowerShell scripts on a system by default. You have to go in and enable execution policy for remote signed execution. So now that what this does is this is a variable assigned to this command, and we validate this variable by checking the current execution policy, and if it's already set up for remote signature execution, then it's just going to tell us that it is, and we can disregard all this. So this will check for this, and if that is set, it will go through. This is just going to tell us, hey, look, it's already been set. Now that I remember, this is another error checking where I'm like, okay, let's see if, actually, I don't think this has even worked. So that's when you saw that prompt, select all, well, because it's going to change the execution policy. It should reset it back to what it was before, and that is undefined. I'm going to leave it remote signed for now because I am signed into this machine. And while we're waiting for that, let's go back to our Office 365 tenant. Go to settings. Okay, so we're Chris. No, we were Kelly Crook. I think that was her name. We're gonna assign this machine to Kelly Crook. She was the marketing director or someone, I don't know. Let's look for Kelly real quick. There she is, Kelly Crow. Alright, so this is going to be the name that she's going to be using. Obviously, that's her name. Alright, here we go. So back to the installing the Adobe through the script. Yes, we're going to click yes, because I'm a domain admin on this machine. It's going to give me the privilege to execute this script, and it is going to install. Beautiful. This is exactly how it's supposed to do. Now, all I had to do is double click on that script. I don't even have to click run with PowerShell. I could just double click on that file and it would install automatically. Now, remind you don't have to be a domain admin or an administrator on a local machine to run this script. And it's available in my GitHub page. I'll provide the link for it. So it's going beautifully so far. And while we're waiting for this, I'm going to disregard those errors. What it's trying to do is remove the, it's trying to run this command down here. That's why we saw those red errors. Notice how the PowerShell window just disappeared. And you should now see the icon appear in the bottom or somewhere on the desktop. So now it's going to install. I'm sorry. When this finishes, we should see it appear on the desktop. So while we're waiting, we're going to go to Accounts. And let's make sure I get that name. Oh, I already copy and pasted it, so I don't have to do that. So we're going to go to Accounts and then Access Work and School. This is how you join a computer to your domain. Actually, it's more of a hybrid domain because you're joining your Windows 10 computer to your Office 365 account. And there it is. There is Adobe Reader. I was going to click on it, but I'm going to wait until it finishes installing. So yeah, I'm kind of doing like 3 things at once here. Showing you how to execute a script, to download a program, going through Office 365 to find an account, and then adding that account from the same machine that we're using to download Adobe Reader. Now, yes, you could just go to the website and download it yourself, but I don't want to download Google Chrome on this machine, at least not that way. I'm going to download Google Chrome through a software installation policy from my domain controller. And we're going to use a shared network file to do that. Okay, so here we have set up worker school account. And we're going to be clicking Azure Active Directory. All right, so now that that's done, we can go click on Adobe Reader DC. Notice how that was quick and painless, other than my technical difficulties on my end. It's irrelevant. There's several times where I would go to download the Adobe Reader DC from the website, and it would download fine, but the installation would always, crash or become corrupted, and I'd have to start all over again. I much prefer this way now. So Adobe Reader DC distribution license for use of personal computers. Press accept. Yes, you want to accept. If it'll let me. And then it's going to ask me to install Adobe Reader as my default PDF viewer. Yes, we want to do that. Now, there is a way to set default applications from your server using group policy, using an XML-based file. And you can go in and you can set all of your current default applications and set that for everyone. So if you want everyone using an Acrobat Reader, that's how you do it. We'll go through and do that at some point. Not right now. All right, so it's going to make me go through and set it by default. And this, I really hate this when it asks. So I got to go and set it by file type, which means I got to search for it. Usually it will just ask you to click change from, right now the default PDF viewer is Microsoft Edge. And usually there's a little pop-up box that says change from Edge to Reader, and you click change and it's done. This method, you have to search for PDF file type extensions and check for and then enable the Adobe Reader to be your default PDF viewer. Kind of annoying. See, it's taking a while to pull up all the file types because it's going to pull up every file type on the system. So you're thinking .csv, .xml, .text, .pdf, .docx, no, I'm sorry, .docx, .doc, .xls, .js, .jva. I keep going. There's too many of them to list off. Now, come on. Someday this year. I think I am going to try stopping this video again. All right, finally. Okay. See what I mean? So we're going to go to, we're going to go all the way down to PDF. All right, you see? Microsoft Edge is the current PDF app. We want to change it to Adobe. Yes, we want to switch anyways. This is one thing that's just kind of really annoying. They force you to use what they want instead of letting you pick your own applications. I mean, yes, you can go in there and enable your own preferences and settings, but it's just a waste of time to go through and do all that when it could be just so much easier. But it's not fun when it's easy, I guess. I mean, in this case, it's just annoying. So now when I go click on a PDF, it's going to open that PDF in Acrobat Reader. All right, so that's it for that, for the Adobe Reader. What we're going to do is go back to Home, Accounts, Access, Work and School, and we're going to connect. And we want to join this computer to our Azure Active Directory. That should ask us for the username or the email address for the Office 365 account. Now, if you're the administrator for an Office 365 tenant, you would be doing this for the user. Or you could send it, like, let's say that user has the authorization to access their Office 365 account from a BYOD, bring your own device. As long as that device met information technology standards, you would be authorized to do so. Now, obviously, it's different for every department or every agency or every employer. That's not letting me copy paw. Bummer. Let me try it again. No, not letting me copy paste. Kelly K. That's all I gotta remember, folks. Oh, come on. Maybe that's why. Oh, Kelly K at Toso Enterprise Labs. Mike. There we go. Now, she could not do this without various licenses assigned. We had the first one. Now, she would be able to do that with the generic license. That would be E5. She would be able to do that. But this is for additional mobility and security. So let's say she became a, actually, let's not use her as an example. Let's use, all right, cool. Let's go back to our, oh, there it goes, finally. After like 500 years. Let's go back to our NAS. Let's go back to our NAS. Let's go back to our NAS. So I do have a group policy in place for pushing updates at midnight, which is it's probably why it's taking so slow now. And what I can do is I can go to Azure Active Directory, devices, and it'll tell me if there's a Windows 10 VM. So that's not it, obviously. In fact, we can go ahead and delete this. Yep, this is a very good sign. So yes, we want to join. And what this is going to give us the option to manage this device I'm sorry, this is going to give us the ability to manage this device from the cloud. So we're going to go to Endpoint Manager. Go to Devices, All Devices. And it's not quite there yet, that's okay. So this is my current computer that we're doing the video on. She's currently joined to our Azure AD domain. There she is. The reason it took me straight to Chris, though, is because I recently signed in as Chris. So if I was signed in, and I'm signed into this not as Erica, I'm signed in as administrator. So if I were to sign out and then sign back in with this full username, it would ask me to set a PIN. And then I would have full access, or Erica would have full access to her resources. So yeah, sorry about the confusion, not the greatest demonstration, but to put the icing on the cake, this device is connected to your Contessa Enterprise SysDevOps. When you're ready to use the new account, select Start menu, select your current account picture, and then select Switch Account. Sign in using your Kelly K password, email and password. Okay, so you notice how I have a Office 365 script. We're going to end the night with managing Office 365. From Windows PowerShell. And we want to do this on the administrator account. We can't do it from Kelly's account, obviously, because she's not going to be a domain admin. So the first thing we want to do is check the execution policies. Very good.